Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, little late night Dynamite review. Shit. Just finished watching the best wrestling show on the planet. So in the main event, it was Jericho and his, little boy toy there, Sammy Guevara, the guy that came out with a panda outfit. This week he came out with like some kind of phone. Was he taking pictures on a cell phone? I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Some generic indie trash entrance stuff there, but I think Jericho and that kid defeated Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. I'm not certain who won there. There was a low blow or whatever. Followed by a very generic brawl. Like everybody came out at the end. Cody, Jericho, the Young Bucks. Basically, it was 2 hours of indie tag team wrestling with like a generic brawl at the end for 5 minutes to like promote all the matches at once kind of deal, Just a quick show, like a quick generic build up at the end or whatever. You had a generic jump from one of the Young Bucks, a little dive or whatever. Oh, shit! Just looked like very generic stuff. It reminded me of TNA when they would cram everything in one segment, like 30 guys cutting the promo or whatever. Just, I don't know, I wasn't really impressed with the whole thing. The whole show was tag team wrestling. It started off with Neville versus Trent, and the rest was all tag team wrestling. The Neville-Trent match was okay, I guess. Pretty simple for an indie wrestling match. This was the first match of the night, and I felt like the fans were, like, over-cheering. I guess these guys they're excited for the first match. They have a huge fucking hard-on there. A bunch of 300-pound guys with beards. They're excited. They're horny for male wrestlers. So it's the first match. They're coming in their pants for some generic AEW indie wrestling there. So they were like fucking freaking out for very basic shit. I remember Neville just threw the other guy in the barricade. It looked pretty simple there, nothing amazing. And the fans, oh! It's like, holy fuck, man. These fans are trying too hard. It comes off corny and lame, you know what I mean? Speaking of corny and lame, Corny Rhodes, ladies and gentlemen, he had a big announcement there. Basically, he was screaming in his pants about himself for like 20 minutes, you know what I mean? Apparently, if he doesn't beat Jericho, he'll never challenge for the belt again. Is it a guarantee he's gonna win because of this, there? Does it matter? Not to me, ladies and gentlemen. Couldn't give a fuck less about that plastic championship belt or whatever. But basically, he was just marking out for himself for 15, 20 minutes there. My dad, guys. Just lame stuff, Just patting himself on the back. Myself, Hangman Page, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and then all the fans. Ah! AEW! AEW! It's like, holy fuck, what's wrong with these people? They make me want to throw up, really. Just so cornball. So lame and cheap and cheesy and fucking gay, man. Like, holy fuck. Give it up, man. Cody's so lame. Let me name you a couple names. And he names a couple of old wrestlers from the past. I don't remember who he was saying there. Magnum TA. Larry Zabisco. Yeah! Oh, yeah! It's like, it's fucking pointless there. This is for my mother! Chris Jericho, you're just a succubus! You're a succubus, Chris! It's like, give me a fucking break. And then he's pretty much jacking off to himself for the whole promo about how amazing him and his friends are, and the indie fans just there, just sucking his fucking mid-card dick like there's no tomorrow. It's just comes off too corny and lame. This whole thing is just too much. It's too much, for fuck's sakes, man. And then you have like a boring women's tag match. Rio, the 90-pound Japanese women's champion or whatever, and this blonde girl going up against a 50-something old fat Japanese woman, apparently her trainer, and some other chick. And the old 50-year-old fat woman pinned Rio. And apparently this is the match for the pay-per-view. Just, they, like a 50-year-old woman, fat there. Nobody knows or anything. Apparently she trained Rio. Nobody gives a flying fuck about Rio, first of all. Nobody fucking knows what this is there as the champ. And then they just bring this fat woman on the show out of nowhere. She beats her in the tag match. And apparently this is good enough for the pay-per-view. What kind of jobber garbage is this? You know what I'm saying? Straight up lame. They got nothing for the women. And the fans, you can see, like, they jack off hard for the men, and then when it's women, they don't give a fuck. The indie fans or whatever, you know, because they know what they want, boys. Fuck. But, you know, you had the Dark Order versus Private Party and another indie tag team match. That's all it was all night. Fucking indie tag team wrestling and then a generic brawl at the end. This isn't amazing. Nothing happened. Fuck all. Just tag team wrestling. That doesn't mean a fucking thing there. It doesn't mean shit, fuck. I mean, come on. Very lame. This isn't amazing wrestling. This is popcorn wrestling. Popcorn. You know, it feels like I'm just watching a generic indie show on the Fight Network here in Canada. It's, Smash Wrestling. It's a bunch of nobodies. It doesn't matter what happens. That's what this feels like. It's like watching some generic fucking indie show. Nothing better than this. And I'm sure the generic indie show would have more singles matches, something better for the end of the show or something. Just tag team wrestling all fucking night and just rushing everything in one segment for a pay-per-view that hardly has any matches advertised. This is Jobber City. It just felt amateurish tonight to me. Just looked very amateurish, this show there. That's what I think. Nothing special here at all. Fuck all interesting, in my opinion. Until next time, peace. Just generic indie trash, boys. Nothing more. Fuck.